Do you know Army?
Do you know Army?
Do you know Army? Can we start this back? I'm Buana. I want to go backwards. I'm
Mako.
Where are you going? I'm Sarah.
Last. Yay. We went the opposite way.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Any Hoosers? Next podcast. Yay.
Yeah.
So our last episode, we talked about all of our speculations for what we think is going to happen in 2022.
Yep.
And now this one is going to be a little different because we're talking about what we want in 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
What the hell? And we were brought up that way. We were brought up, Army, that we want what we want and then we want more.
Yeah.
That's how we were brought up.
Yep.
We're spoiled, and P. Neem has us that way.
I want to love this new album.
I want to love it too.
I want to love it as much as I love the first 4 albums of their career.
Yeah.
I want to love it to the core of me. I want to love it to where I am jamming to it every single day. A year from now, 2 years from now.
It's a staple.
Exactly. I want it to be a staple.
It never ages.
Yeah. Never ages.
I want to love it to where I'm proud of our music again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proud of our music again. Yeah. And that is different how you refer to it as our music.
Yeah, because it cut me deep whenever my boss was like, Zoe, are these your guys that you keep talking of? When Permission to Dance came on, and she was like, yeah, I looked up the video.
That hurts.
It was cute, and I was like, please don't come at me about now's not the time. First of all, it's a stressful day. I don't have the patience to walk you through life.
As I know it.
You have umpteen years to go through before you even hit 2021, so just stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that feeling again. It still irks me. I don't know how I can look her in the eyes.
That
And I want to be able to look her in the eyes and slam the CD on her desk and say, listen to this. That's our guys.
I want to hear it, here and go. Honestly, listening to you talk made me think about what our guys think, because we're saying we want something that is going to, oh gosh, and Nam June said that in the article just recently. He wants to begin to do something that's going to be timeless. When I read those words, I thought, dude, you already have.
Yeah.
But I think maybe because of the pandemic era, we've decided we're going to call it that. The songs during this pandemic era has made him feel to his core that I need to do something that's timeless, and kind of does not have it resonate in his core right now that, dude, you have done something timeless. Post-pandemic, your entire career has been timeless. It's going to be.
Mindset of where he said that, what that came from inside of him, the statement that he made at the concert probably came from the same place of where he was like, he doesn't know if Army's still going to love him. Like, you should know these things, but for some reason you don't.
You don't. And one of the things that I think, we watched them go through a lot of internal struggling during this pandemic, and still some of them are. But on top of that, if all the speculations inside of the agency are correct that we've speculated, they went through even more than just the pandemic hitting them.
Yeah,
they went through that cultural change of what they grew up in, also hitting them in the gut and knocking the wind out of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They went through both of those things. Mm-hmm. So, I can see where his thinking is kind of skewed right now. And you're like, dude, we're never going to leave your side. What made you even...
I thought that was obvious.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I loved you, but...
Well, in a long-distance relationship...
Literally.
He can feel insecure.
Yeah, you start to question it. Absolutely.
But once you see each other again after so long...
It's there.
Yeah,
he gets reminded.
Like, you don't see how hard all of us are cheesing right now.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And in Armyville, that is multiplied by a zillion.
Baby. Baby. We love you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just...
We loved you before you got these huge muscles.
Woo!
I know. And that spark, once you see one, after a long distance relationship, and you see one another again, that spark just kind of flipped his mind backwards. He just kind of was just beside himself, all over the place, and just doing a damn thing during the LA concerts. And I love that. I want to see. I want that side of Namjoon to continue. I want to sit at the table.
Yes.
I want it to continue. Yeah, I want to love this album. I want what I'm seeing come through with the guys to continue. Not so much with Jimin, because Jimin has a hard time not showing his emotions, not showing his
Emotions.
Yeah, and what he has internally manifests on the outside.
He never
can't
wears a
hide it.
mask.
He never wears a mask. He doesn't hide it. He can't hide it. I don't think he can. And so I want whatever he's going through for him to come out on the other side of it.
We definitely want more concerts.
Did you say context?
Concerts.
Oh.
And I want these damn stadiums, wherever they're holding these concerts, to live up to our expectations.
I will go back to arena days if stadiums are like SoFi.
Bet. I would go back to arena days.
I would love
Soldier
to
Field
go back
treated
to
our
arena
boys
days.
right.
Soldier Field was
did.
on point.
Soldier Field was
SoFi,
on
this
point.
new whatever.
I don't care how expensive it
Traumatized.
is.
That was a mess.
You
If
want our feedback? That's our feedback.
something happened drastically and one or all of our guys went off to the military. If something drastically happened and they felt like they didn't have as huge of a following once they come back, I have no problem going and starting off slow and heading to arena concerts.
Yeah.
Do an arena
Yeah.
tour when you come back.
Oh yeah.
But only under those circumstances.
BTS, I don't think that's really going to be an issue because BTS, we don't get fuel just from them. We get fuel from each other too.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you look at all of ARMY and you just kind of sit our babies to the side, like, I get so much from them, and I'm them meaning ARMY, like the videos, the art, the edits. Like, I get so much from ARMY. I think that we kind of fuel each other and keep I don't think that would be a problem.
I also think it'd be a great opportunity, like, if the boys were gone for whatever reason for a year or two. I think it'd be a great opportunity for us to even, like, strengthen as ARMY in terms of, like we said earlier in our last podcast, all of the ARMY that isn't here for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a door. I don't have any problem with you
Maybe
leaving.
get all of the negativity that might be there. Get it out.
No
the door.
judgment. Dude who yelled "push" at the concert, leave.
Yes.
Y'all can
All
go
right.
on to the next big thing. Go on,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. You guys can go on
now.
out. The rest of us can catch up on all the Run episodes.
Exactly.
You know, I know that it's gonna be very difficult, but even if it's at the end of the year, like in December, I would love another Boom Voyage.
Oh
Boom
my god,
Voyage.
yeah.
I know it's very, very difficult, and it makes sense why In the Soup exists because they're isolated.
Yeah.
But I would love another Boom Voyage because
Yeah.
Malta was on point.
Malta was on point.
Malta was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I said before, those were our young and naive days.
Yeah, we didn't know the
Glory
world was
days.
gonna end.
we didn't know. I want our guys to not sign on for another contract.
I agree.
I speculated in our last podcast,
agree.
which was pure speculation. And this podcast, if we did not say it at the beginning, is our wants, our desires as ARMY for 2022. And beyond, obviously, because I desire that in 2024 that they actually don't sign on another contract with, not in the typical sense. If they're going to sign on, I want it to be separate from Hybe. I don't know how that would work because Big Hit Music is actually under the Hybe umbrella, but I don't want them to sign another contract for
The
another 7
contract
years.
has to be very deep. Matter of fact, let ARMY make the contract.
There you go, girl. There you
I
go.
don't think the boys
contract.
were ever fit for a corporation,
No.
and they never will be.
They're country boys, not
Yeah.
city boys.
Yeah, the country mice, not.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Jin answers only to Jin hit only.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
See, there you go.
they can do whatever the hell they want, and Jin's gonna do whatever the hell he wants.
Whatever the hell he wants, yeah. I don't know how that would work in the military, but he would make it work.
I want, and again, I know it's difficult. So even if it's in December, if we're still here, you know, I want a fan meet in America.
Yes.
No. I mean, any other country but Korea and Japan would be very nice, but I definitely want it in America because I'm here.
Yeah.
So I want a freaking fan meet. You know, even if there's a glass wall between us, I'm okay with that. I might break through
I
it.
don't know if I do because I don't want to cry in front of them and be like an absolute fucking mess.
That's good.
That's why we need
inevitable.
more than one.
So, like,
That's
you
going
two
to
for two.
happen.
I definitely want a fan meet. I
Yeah.
definitely want a fan meet. And I think the boys' English is so much better. You know,
Oh, to have
that
them talk to me.
that they would be just fine with it. I think back in the day they were a little intimidated, but I don't think that's the case now. I think a glass wall would be
God.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh
to put
my
your
God.
hands on the glass and then they put their
I already
hands
feel
on the
like
glass.
you're tearing up. It's too much. It's too much.
Even
I
if
don't
it's a glass
want
wall.
their single memory of me to be me like losing my mind.
That's a great
But
single
that's
memory
why
of
we
you.
need more than one family. Because you know how you need more than one concert? You want to
Yes.
go just one day because it freaks you
Yeah.
out? If you have more than one family, or if you go back in the line if you have to.
More than that, they want a fan meet because that virtual fan meet that they did at the end of last year was a teaser for them. It left them unfulfilled. It was great to see Army, via Zoom or whatever, but it was, as Jen put it, he said it was like an appetizer, or it was just a little portion of something that just fueled his juices, kind of.
So you want to here it
more.
go. This is how we're gonna set it up. We're gonna have 7 rooms, okay? And then each person, you got 10 seconds in each room. Make sure you bring your gift if you got one. Be your gift. Say hi, I love you, because we only gonna be saying this.
Gifts.
We literally all gonna be saying the same thing, which is I love you. You're awesome. I love everything you do. Da 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 da. And then you go to the next one. To the next one. For me, it's not about. It's just laying eyes.
Yeah,
Like,
being in the same room.
I think 90 seconds per person would be fine.
But what if you walk into that room and you just become a deer in the headlights?
Come the 7th member, you'll be able to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So hopefully the 7th member is your
Okay.
bias.
Is someone gonna move me once I inevitably freeze?
Oh,
Yeah.
Someone will be
oh
moving
heck
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they'll
gonna
be
curve.
moving.
They gonna usher you right on through.
Yeah, they would be moving people through, but I think that is a great idea a great setup, y'all that are listening. That Mimi said. But I mean, we got $1 gazillion. Let's make it happen.
I want another movie, but I want it to be about when the guys went on their trips before they went home, like their sabbatical, like Namjoon went throughout America. I want there to be another movie, but with each of their experiences.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
That would be really cool.
wonderful.
Because another movie of just a concert, we could maintain at home.
Yeah, that doesn't
I
make
want
sense,
a movie
yeah.
of seeing them go out and do their own thing and be
Yeah.
with them and whatnot. Like that'd be cool, even if we're just spying on them, like as a bird in a
I
tree.
think at one time, V had a kind of a similar concept, which was, let's just do us on our day-to-day life.
That was
in
for
the
his
dorms
music
and so
video.
forth and so on. But I mean, he had a similar
still kinda,
concept,
yeah.
of that. So I think I love V's, and I love V's ideas. I love his artistic side that is just blooming. And he literally said, I want to start working more with the company. Meaning on behind the scenes, I think he would do great with that because his ideas and his direction.
Yeah.
I think he would solidly do great in that. But I mean, I don't want them to sign another contract. I want them to continue forever. I want BTS and ARMY to continue forever, but I don't
think
want
I'm
them to
kinda-
do another contract under Hybe.
I think I'm just making stuff up at this point.
Girl,
But
go for
I
it.
want,
You 3 for 3.
and this will probably be kind of an awful idea now that I'm thinking it through a little bit. But if it was us, it'd be awesome. I want BTS to do a run with ARMY.
Woo!
But
That would be so much
hard
fun.
the hard thing is, if you're not that ARMY, that's gonna be rough. Like, dang, I wish it was me. Like, how do you pick which ARMY?
Okay,
It
so
should
wait.
be one ARMY from each country.
So they set a precedence with their runs. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, but I don't think any other group in the history of idolism ever did what they've done with those runs. They've done similar things. Big Bang has done similar things. SHINee has done similar things, so forth and so on. But these runs for the last 5-6
Yeah,
years,
it's been a minute.
these guys have had seasons of runs. Now, with that concept, you can actually do runs with ARMY. And like they're at the 200th episode of their runs, you can do it a run after a run after a run after a run. You can do it here in LA. You could do it one in Texas. You could do one in the UK. You could do one in Africa.
So
You could
every
they
run from here on should be with
should
ARMY.
incorporate some ARMY all over the world. That would
Even if ARMY's sitting in the audience, while they're playing foot volleyball, whatever that game
that
is
would
that
be
they
a
do.
great concept. Incorporate ARMY into those runs. Girl, keep thinking outside the
Girl,
box, girl.
I want
Put it
all.
out there. We want it
I
all.
want it all.
I want House of BTS to continue its tour. Fuck that House of BTS.
Where did it go?
Where did it go?
Where is Waldo?
Where is Waldo?
Where is it?
I wanted to continue. I was so ready for it to come because when it was in Mexico, that was the last known sighting of it. I was like, "Yay! It's
Went
right over
missing
the
in
border."
Mexico. Yep.
I mean, it went missing in Mexico. They held on to it and wouldn't let go.
Which, in all fairness, is understandable.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's great. Yeah, where the hell is that house?
Where's House of BTS?
I mean, I've seen some YouTube videos and it looks wonderful and great and
And it
fantastic.
traveled, and the concept of it traveling was great. Giving
Yeah.
everybody a chance who cannot go to Korea and do that
Yeah.
tour of whatever the thing
Yeah,
is. that
let's
they create.
start her up.
I want, in the future when they do more concerts or go anywhere, to be honest, I want all of our guys to go into whatever BT21 line store exists wherever they are and sign some stuff and write notes like they did in that other one in LA, and for it to stay.
Yeah.
You know, so I want them to do that the next time they do a tour or the next time they just go on vacation, go to their local line store and make some messages for us.
Or we can make messages for them. I think one of the things that when me and Bawana went to Korea and we went to the first big hit and we saw all the messages to the boys, I would
That
love
would
to
be
do.
awesome.
I would love to do something like that in a line store. Like a line store has one wall, right, dedicated to BTS, and we just leave little messages.
That's
Well,
So
see,
if they-
that's the good thing about a House of BTS, because they actually have that in Korea. They
Oh.
have that an entire display of ARMY writings in Korea. In what the heck? So House of BTS that started in Korea had that. They had ARMY writings, ARMY notes in an entire room. And this, what is this place at the bottom of Hive that is for all of the idols? I can't think of
like
the
It's
name.
a museum, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a museum.
It is, but it has a name and I can't think of it right now. It slips my mind. But they actually have that. They have that. But it would be great to have that everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we had something similar to that when we were able to, shortly after WeVerse started, for you armies that don't remember this, shortly after WeVerse started, we were given a time frame to actually write letters to our artists, and
We should go
those
do that.
letters were continuously gathered and printed out.
I remember that.
Remember that glass
Yeah, because we
house?
all
That's
wrote
still
it. We
there?
all wrote the letter.
I would love to go see
I think
that.
it's still there.
And those, so yeah, it was a glass encasing, and it had a
That was some
machine
years
sort
ago.
of thing.
I
Yeah.
think the Army letters
It had
are
a-
still there.
Yeah, it had a machine that we actually could see it. It churned out those letters. It churned them out and
Where'd
churned
it
them out.
go?
And the guys visited that encasement. They visited it and was able to actually read those things. That would be great for me to visit that. That would be great for
I don't
us to
think
go
that's
visit
still
that.
there.
I
I
have
think
no
that was
idea.
a
But it
promotional
would be
thing.
great to do that again. It would be great to
Yeah.
actually do that again and do it in different parts of the world. I want that original big hit building that housed them on whatever floor they were on. I want that building to become a monument. I don't want it. I don't know if it's been
God
touched,
dang, y'all
but it would
good.
be great if it hasn't been touched for it to be preserved. If they had any kind of
Yes.
foresight
Now that's where
at
the
all,
museum should have been.
Yeah.
if they had any kind of foresight at all, I don't know who owns that building, but they should have preserved that. And if they haven't, I want them to. For any army throughout the world to be able to go and have the experience we had of being right there.
Yeah,
That
it was amazing.
Yeah.
It really
Oh,
was
I want to
amazing.
see our boys eat Popeyes.
There you go.
You own it, girl. You own it.
You are. You
This
are.
is
Yeah,
just
I
straight
own
up
it.
wishful thinking. Like, I
Yeah.
just want a lot of things. I want to see them eat
Oh my
Popeyes.
goodness. I feel like everybody said a want but me.
Because you agree with all of them.
I do. I do. My goodness.
Yeah, your setup for a meet and greet was wonderful. That's a great idea.
I want
that
the
would work.
boys to be able to go to one country this year that they have never been to.
That is yes, absolutely. Please go
I
to
know they would
Africa.
love it. They would love it. They would love going to Africa.
Yeah.
They would love that.
Yeah, I think Yoongi actually said something like that not long ago. They've said it in the past, but I think just recently, last year, Yoongi mentioned again about being able to go to Africa.
I feel like they
Africa,
also mentioned that they
India.
were. I feel like Yoongi himself said that he was gonna go somewhere, but you know how he says we're coming or we'll be there. I feel like he said that referring to a country that he's never been to because someone
I think it was
made a
India.
comment. It might have been India because he read a comment or heard about something saying that why we need you to come here. You've never been here. And I feel like he said, yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, lots of places they've just never been, and so
Yeah.
that would be great.
I think that they would
Actually.
really like to see like Army they've never met before, because I truly think that if they land freaking anywhere in the world, like Army security would be on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
They will be protected. We'll make sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hard part. I watched something the other day about a story. This female and her friend, an Army, they were in a restaurant, and 5 of the members showed up.
Oh, yeah, I sent you the link.
Yeah, and so when thinking about 5 of the members showed up, for you guys that don't know the story, 5 of the members showed up, and the girls saw them but gave them their space. They went over there to eat. They gave them their space. They tried their best not to get overwhelmed with the fact that they were sitting in the same.
I couldn't eat.
You know,
I would just sit there.
yeah, they
quietly.
couldn't eat. They were just sitting there. But then because they're Army, one of the guys noticed
Jimin.
at first, and then Jimin noticed. He was the second one that noticed that there is Army sitting over there at that table. They're doing their best not to be noticed.
You'd
know,
be like,
not
you
to
see
go
those
wild,
girls sitting
but-
over there not eating?
Yeah. And after they left, after the guys left, I mean, of course, they stayed there until the guys left. The guys got there after they were there, and they stayed there after guys. Any Army would. But the guys left, and then they went to leave, and they were told that Jimin had already paid for their meal.
Aww.
So, in that article, when they were talking about this, or when she was, they said, but that's how Army is worldwide. We are really good at giving them their space, and we try to let them have their normal lives if we just happen upon them.
Right.
And that is worldwide.
Yeah.
That is just an unspoken. We never put it in the Army rule book. It's just an unspoken, because we have a lot of unspoken rules.
Well,
You just
that
do
was
that.
something we learned the hard way, right? We've had some instances in some different countries where they were chased down and and then those armies have learned from that, and we all kind of have learned from some mistakes that we've made in the past. So it is definitely a rule, a hard and fast rule that's a no-no.
Well, I know that too. Like, I do commend Army as a whole. Like, we're really good at recognizing when we do wrong,
Yeah.
and pointing it out.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't know about these incidences if it weren't for Army.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many other groups just pretend like they can do no wrong, but Army is very good about showing this is what happened. Everybody needs to know this is not okay.
Right.
Moving forward, this is never going to happen again.
Right.
We're really good about that. So we're definitely not perfect. We make mistakes, but we are very good at, if there's something that happens that, Army as a whole does reach out and let everybody know. Spread the word. You cannot touch the boys.
You cannot.
Mama had an idea from the last concert in LA. I want them to have kind of like a crane thingy where not only will they be able to be seen in the audience as they go around on the first level or on the floor level, but also to lift them up and see the people above. Because even the people above, that's still like they're on the stage, So something that can really bring them to the audience
Yeah,
a
the
lot closer.
further tiers. Y'all remember that year? I don't know what concert it was. It had to be in Korea, because they're the ones that would innovate this. Where it looked like hot air balloons they were in. They weren't actually hot air balloons, but that's what it looked like, the big balloons. And they went up higher. They went up to the higher levels and were going around.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, how they accomplished that, but
That's
it's
what
I think
accomplishable.
anything's possible when the facility's willing to work with you.
Yeah. absolutely.
See?
Yeah.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there for the Love Yourself tour.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They had plenty of props, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Ooh. And of course, at some point we'll get sound check, but I would love for them to do a fan meet during sound check.
Oh. That would
Like
be
either
That-
before or right after sound check.
That would
Because
take
that's
up
a selective part. So start earlier. They can sit down for all I care. All they gotta do is
So that's
sit.
like a
So
Japan
typically,
thing.
yeah, because tell them.
That's like a Japan thing. That's their fan meets. When the boys come and they're all in the arena, but instead of doing song after song, it's more of a sit down talk. They play some games. They'll do a song, sit back down, talk to them, play some games, do song.
No. So I'm saying like if they start at 1, I don't care. I don't know. Earlier, obviously. But just sit the boys down somewhere, and then everyone who got sound check, have them just walk through and say hi and keep walking, hi and keep walking. Just even that at the beginning of sound check.
Oh, wow.
And it'll keep it short-ish, and you'll have a fairer selection of Army if you do it for sound check people.
It's just everything sounds great.
Yeah.
Everything sounds great. I want them to be healthy and happy.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I want them to be healthy and happy. So
I want I don't believe in luck, so it's not our streak of luck, but I want the reputation we have gained as a family, that Army nor our guys have had any significant large scandals.
Right.
I want that reputation to remain forever.
Right.
I never want something to come out. We have skated around some issues.
Them good boys.
Yeah, they're good boys, and we have skated around some issues that the world tried to
blow
up. But I want it to stay like it is.
I want this to be the starting year, so don't get worked up, Army. It's the starting year where some Army starts to accept that the boys may have love lives in their personal lives.
Yes.
Because I just don't want, especially with Jin, now that he turned 30, I don't want everybody to lose their freaking minds in a bad way if he eventually publicly dates someone.
Dear Lord, let us not lose our minds in a bad way.
Okay?
They've all earned it.
I'd be worried about that woman. Like, hopefully we treat her with respect.
Or that man.
Or that man. Whoever he's with, I hope we treat them with respect.
Because think about it, like, from his perspective, like, if I were Jin and I dated someone and Army, like the people I love the most, like, sent death threats to my partner, how mortified would you be?
Yeah.
And how much would that affect your self-esteem? Like, would you want anybody to date you?
Relationship with us.
Exactly. So I just want this to be the beginning, because Jin's turned 30.
That's a good point.
To think about, I don't think we can be a little less delusional this year. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. To be honest, it did take me some years to wrap my brain around that, but I have. So, yeah, we definitely need to be supportive if they choose to date someone.
Yeah. I mean, all of them have earned it.
Break
Cookie
my
is...
heart.
How old are you, Sarah? 20...
I'm 25. He's 24.
Okay. So, yeah, between the ages of 25 and 30, these men deserve to have whatever kind of relationship they want. So, yeah.
I'm sure they do, but I'm saying that for Jin, like, I think he might be, approaching, if he might think about dating someone publicly. And if that's the case, I don't want to be embarrassed over Army sending her death threats or him.
That'll be rough. But
Yeah, because I will be mortified if we end up.
Yeah, because they cannot be single forever.
No.
God,
And
Lord.
really-
And I don't
Now,
want
so-
them to be. I want little Jin babies.
Yeah. Realistically...
Oh my gosh.
Realistically, there are going to be some Armies who are going to react in a negative way. That's just reality. They're going to. But I want it to be minor compared to the majority of Army just embracing whoever they decide to publicly date or have a relationship or marry, to bring on little Jin babies running around.
oh my God, a little Jim baby. A little Jim baby that winks at you and blows your kisses.
Well, we know. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Don't flip your wig. Please don't flip your wig.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great for them. I don't know how. I'm just getting used to them being not having that persona of kiddos. That's a bad word, and having the persona of grown men, but then going into having a persona of grown men in a relationship or grown men with a wife
stage
or a
of life.
husband.
We all got it, so they should definitely have it.
I want at the next concert for Namjoon to stand next to Cookie and accidentally rip his shirt off.
God of destruction, where are you at?
Yes.
We want more
He's
destruction.
gotten better.
He has. Like, don't tame that envy.
Yeah,
Make
man,
stuff
beat
break.
you.
He's probably thinking, I don't want Stylist Luna to finally snap and just murder.
Yeah. No, stand next to Cookie and just rip it all off.
She's gone through enough. I don't want to push her over the edge.
No, she's stronger for it.
I want the wave that we as a family experienced 3 years ago, whenever the Love Yourself era started. I want that wave of self-awareness and love and appreciation of self and tolerance and a community of one another to actually fire up again within our family. I want that to fire up again. That was a beautiful time in our family. And I want it to fire up again. I want that to, I don't know how it's going to come about, because it came about with the albums. It came about with that tour. And I don't know what this next album will bring, but I want that feeling in our family to gear up again.
I want to feel more connected to K-Army.
I never want to hear someone say push at a concert ever again.
K-Army, maybe. But
That's
I want
a big step for you, Mia. Good job.
Huge step. But definitely, in other words, I want to feel more connected to International Army.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that point. I have mad respect for J Army, and you guys keep in mind when we use J Army or K Army or I Army, it is only for the purposes of the what we're speaking about, of the subject we're speaking about, because for us it will always be worldwide Army. There's no division. But I have mad respect for J Army, and always have, when I learned that all the events that they would have, and they would have a gazillion. New Army that don't remember, J Army had, anytime there was a tour or comeback, they had like 20 different events in that country that they were privy to, as far as our guys were concerned. But when I learned that all those events were just really tightly shut down, as far as you can't share this, you can't let the outside world know what we got, you can't share it with them. And there were numerous J Armies that always broke the rules and shared it with us and put it out there. I had mad respect for that, because that was a huge culture for them, still is, as far as we keep everything to ourselves. Nothing is inclusive, we're exclusive, so forth and so on. That is still their culture, and that was their culture of J Army. But those armies that were like, I'm gonna want to see it, here it go, I'm gonna share it, I'm gonna put it out there, I had mad respect for them.
Yeah, it does take a lot to go against, especially that's like your country's culture, to be the one to take that risk, because we don't. They probably have repercussions against that if they get caught as well.
And they were ready when Papa Big Hit said, I'm gonna start Weverse, and it's gonna be for everybody. That brought. Honestly, I believe that was the beginning of bringing our Army family to Worldwide Army, because he broke down all the curtains, pulled them all down, and said, you ain't going to be over here no more. You ain't going to be over here no more. You ain't going to be over here no more. And everybody come and gather right here. And he did that with Weverse. That was the beginning. Was a wonderful thing. Yeah, that was the beginnings of worldwide and being inclusive and not exclusive. And J Army was ready for that, because they immediately started flooding on their Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts as far as what they put. They put it out there. They just opened it up.
I want Weverse to improve.
They've really been neglecting it since
on how their format is. Because one of the things that majorly turned me off to Weverse is the crab in the barrel syndrome that happens. So, for example, let's say Shanae wrote something, and then June said, hold up now. That's all he said. Then Shanae just gets flooded with, do this or do that or do this. Or then it just, I want them to create a better format where we're not all fighting each other for the attention of the boys. And that's kind of what what's what I'm looking for. That's kind of help me out.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
That's kind of the culture, for lack of better words.
On Weverse.
That they've created. I don't like it. Like, you can be genuinely putting an honest post, and then someone will post on your post, can you like my post? Like, it's not even about the post that you posted. It just has a lot of flaws in it, and I really wish they would fix the format where it... Well, I don't like it.
We really touched on that, not in any of our podcasts or anything like that. But when we first came out, we talked about that as a family. Yeah. We did, especially you and I. We talked about that a lot. The things that we thought were flaws. I like the fact that Weverse from the very beginning opened up if you have opinions, this is where you put the opinions, or if you have suggestions, this is where you put it. And from that came about, because they did not have this feature to begin with, hiding something from the artist. They didn't have that to begin with. Or flagging something because it was, something that was detrimental to the artist, so forth and so on. And that feature came about, I think, from the opinions. But
I just don't like the culture that it creates among Army. I don't like,
and we talked about that from the beginning. But here's the thing: in what way would you actually control that? Because that happens on all network
Forms of media.
Forms of
Social
social
no,
social
because
media.
this particular is different because this is only Army and BTS. So no, it's a little bit different.
But what I'm saying is, how do you control something like that? Because you're dealing with the human factor.
Right, and I get it, but it's been so long since I've been on Weverse because it turned me off. That, I mean, if you had asked me that when I actually talked about that when we had our discussions, but I can't remember what those answers were now. So I'm not entirely sure how they would fix that, but something has to give because it just creates a whole bunch of madness where there shouldn't be any. It's just, and I genuinely get it. It's just Army wanting to be recognized by BTS. So they're like, now they have this top 10 thing, the top 10 posts. And so it's just like,
now
they go on these campaigns
they've had that from the beginning. Now, if I'm sitting here thinking, but how would you control that? That section of it is actually unnecessary to me. And we talked about that. So that could be stricken. That's unnecessary. I want Weverse to take that portion of Weverse off. Take that down. It's unnecessary. The top 10 posts, and you get to be the top 10 post or the trending post on Weverse
by how many
people. That is unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. So
because
I want that feature to be done away
because
with.
these armies go on these campaigns of like my post,
and it takes away from what the community was started.
Exactly. It's a whole bunch of
I would like to see
things.
that taken away from Weverse.
Yeah.
I love Weverse. I absolutely love it. I push Weverse magazine a lot because it is a wonderful feature.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we have so many artists that have joined Weverse.
Yeah.
I love
we
that.
have.
I love that.
We have.
I want to see more from the boys' personal Instagram.
Yeah, they're just getting that started up, and I think, I hope he got the gaming gone. He got it. He got it. And so he could teach them. He could teach the rest of them. Namjoon is up there. Namjoon is up there with it. But then I don't want them to feel pressured as far as their Instagram is concerned. I think they collectively decided. Because, as we're a small group and we collectively decide things. And if somebody is uncomfortable with it, either that person bends or the rest of us say that one individual is uncomfortable. We're not going to do it. Let's scratch that idea. I think collectively they decided it's time. Let's go ahead and do it. It's what we want. Damn it, give it to us. So collectively they decided to have it, but I don't want them to be under pressure to actually utilize it and to actually put out content that they think is going to be so pleasing. I want it to be something very personal for them.
Well, I think it is, because I really like the fact that they restricted the comments just to each other, and I hope they keep that. Because I think that helps keep them in their lane in terms of, I'm just posting to the other members.
Yeah.
And everybody else can see if they want.
I want Bangtan translations. I want their strength to grow and continue and them to get more backing. Bangtan Translations has been a resource for us for years. And especially now that their Instagrams are so active almost on a daily or hourly basis, Bangtan Translations, that group of very small individuals that does this with their own time and own money are right on it. And so I would love for them to have more support, more backing. And anybody that's listening, Bangtan Translations has been asking for translators. They have applications out there and have for about a few months now.
So help out if you can.
Well, I guess her last thoughts.
I've exhausted all my wants other than personal wants.
You had a wonderful wish list.
Yeah, you did.
Like
Yours
that.
was awesome.
I want for all of our wants to come to pass at least before 2024.
Indeed.
There you
because
go.
after 2024, I don't want them to have a contract with this company.
I just want to spend more time with them.
Exactly.
Aww.
We
That's
suffered through the pandemic. I love their New Year's things to us. A lot of it was very generic, the way it is usually every year. But each and every one of them said, y'all worked so hard. Y'all worked so hard. They didn't say just through the year, but through the pandemic. Y'all have worked so hard.
Mm.
So, they have too worked so hard. I do want to spend more time.
I want BTS to continue to love us always, and I want ARMY to continue to love BTS always.
That'll never change.
I have one more want. I'm sorry. I said I don't want them to do another contract, but beyond that, I want them to become independent. I do. I want them to become independent artists as a whole. BTS collectively, and Min Yoongi has already said, I think I'll always be BTS until the day I die. A lot of them have said that, but I want them to become independent. If they don't sign another contract with Big Hit Music because they're being so controlled by Hybe, I want them to become independent.
All right.
I agree.
Sounds good to me.
All right, with that,
Now you know